And what is going on, my Houston Texans family? This season has officially come to an end. The Houston Texans, they fall to the New England Patriots, man. And guys, first we just want to shout out Wheelhouse Media allowing us to come on here to talk Houston Texans football. Always a big shout out to the man upstairs. I am one part of your show, Ruben, my co-host AD from the H-Town Rundown. 28-16 was the final score. AD, talk to me. How are you feeling?
Disappointed, pissed off,
Mm,
depressed, um, angry,
mm,
um, frustrated. All
ooh.
the emotions you can think of. I have them. Negatively towards the Houston Texans and specifically C.J. Stroud. I'm not calling him by his name, by Coleridge Bernard Stroud the fourth.
Courage Bernard Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
He's back to Courage. No, I mean
Yep.
I'm right there with you, man. I'm still very hurt by what happened, and this might be one of your worst losses in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you felt like the Super Bowl was so close. You felt like
Mm-hmm.
this was your one opportunity to get one, and to see the position of C.J. Stroud and the way he lost that game for you, AD. I mean, it just left you sick to your stomach. I mean, like he was the reason why you lost this game.
Mm-hmm.
He was the reason why you almost lost last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. If it's not for your great defense scoring 14 points, I don't know where I'm at with CJ Stroud. AD, I'm really not. He has regressed every single year
Yeah.
since that fantastic year one. I'm not paying him this offseason.
Absolutely not. No.
I know the fifth year is going to be picked up and it's going to be a prove it year. You wouldn't pick it up?
No. No. You're gonna have to go out there. Because the thing about I'm gonna say this real quick. The thing about it is that you pick up the fifth year option, and let's say CJ goes out and has an excellent year. He rebounds. He
Mm,
goes back to rookie year CJ Stroud at the very least, or he performs over that, and you get to the AFC Championship game where you should have been, or he takes you to the Super Bowl. Then you get into this false sense of hope, and you pay him, and then guess what? He turns back into the pumpkin that he originally was, and now you're stuck with in a Tua situation like Miami's in, where they already paid Tua and they realized he wasn't the guy as like immediately after they paid him.
mm.
So I don't want to be in that situation.
Well, then it's gonna. So I mean, so then it sounds like you're done with CJ then,
I mean,
because if you don't pick up the fifth year option, you're gonna have to make a decision whether or not to give him the bag after the year.
you still got the franchise tag.
I mean, yeah, but isn't that like this the median of the top three paid?
Do I want to pay CJ Stroud $26 million knowing that let's say he goes out and I give him the fifth year option, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes out and he has a season like this again and stinks it up again.
Mm.
Now I'm stuck with a quarterback at $26 million that I'm gonna be, selling super low on just to get him off my roster and remove him from my salary cap.
So you're gonna wait till next year to decide whether or
That's
not.
just me, but I mean, more than likely they're gonna pick it up. Like,
Yeah,
but I don't have faith in CJ to pick up anything for him.
I don't. When it comes to paying CJ Stroud, I know what's gonna happen. I just wonder about how much that's going to be. Quarterbacks have been paid for less.
Mm-hmm.
Tua, Daniel Jones. We have one in the division. Trevor Lawrence. I could keep on going. There have been quarterbacks with less success than CJ Stroud, and they got him paid. So it's just a matter of how much for me. I really hope both sides have a real conversation with each other. And it's like, look, CJ, you have to prove it to us if you want
Yeah.
this type of bag. We would love to make you the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But what you showed us the last two games, man, I can't even rely on you to throw the football. I
No.
think it was Emmanuel Acho who brought up that if you were to take a snap and just throw it to the dirt every single pass
In front.
attempt,
Yeah.
you would have had a better QBR than CJ Stroud.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the conversations are ugly, and rightfully so after last night's performance, man. What did you think about the end of the game, right? The press conference, and even in today, CJ Stroud saying it's on me. I got to get better. But him still saying, like, I think I did some good things this year, took some steps forward. Um, there's this, how am I, there's
You
this,
s-
like,
you save that end part for yourself. We don't
yeah.
need to hear it like that. To me, I think it cancels out any culpability or any accountability that he's trying to present himself as having when he says it's on me, but I still feel like I did well. Or
Mm.
even in the press conference today, he was talking about, I feel like I played great in the second half. You
Yeah.
see, like, come on, bro. Like, where's the self realization of what you're doing? Like, no, you did not play well at all the whole game.
And
Just because we kicked two field goals.
if he thinks that, then someone in his inner circle is just coddling him
Mm-hmm.
like a baby. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was trying to get. There's this stigma that you cannot be too hard on CJ Stroud,
All right.
right? There was DJ Bieniemy tweeted out about benching CJ Stroud at halftime and said, if you do it, you might lose CJ. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
CJ Stroud always talking about how Nick Caley delivers the message the right way. Kind of sounding like, he doesn't really
Get
get
on his
on you,
ass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? You remember the story about Bobby Slowick and CJ Stroud getting in an argument in their draft interview. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
if I can't coach this guy hard when he needs it,
All right.
then I have to question whether or not he's the man that could lead my franchise, because coddling you and babying you has got us knocked out of the second round of the playoffs the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Someone in his inner circle, like, this is why I love the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague, because B Hen is a real friend.
Yeah.
Like when Jeff Teague and Joe Johnson were saying, "Oh, if we played in today's game together, we'll win a Super Bowl." I'm sorry, a championship. B Hen said, "I love you guys, but you're not." Like, he was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, right?" And it's like, you need real friends like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't need just a bunch of yes men. And I think that's what CJ Stroud has around him. If What do you think CJ Stroud needs to do this offseason?
Get in the lab.
Okay.
Stay quiet. Don't make any appearances. If anything you post on social media or anything like that, it needs to be strictly you throwing the football to wide receivers in workouts.
Mm,
That, like that's it. Like I don't need anything else. Like, and I said it on the rundown. CJ Stroud is lazy, dude.
mm,
Like he wants everything given to him. He doesn't. I don't feel like he works hard enough to get to where he presumed that he's going to be. I think he feels like he's one of those guys that he can just walk in and it's just going to happen.
mm,
And it probably was like that in high school. It probably was like that at Ohio State. It's not going to be like that in NFL. I don't think, again, when I say he's lazy, I'm saying I don't think he worked hard enough to learn the playbook.
mm,
I don't think he worked hard enough. I mean, and again, it's obvious because I think probably this year we had more procedural penalties outside of the Larry Tunsil. Like, yeah, Larry Tunsil had the false starts,
mm.
but
Not getting the play in
right,
quickly.
not
Yeah.
the delay of games, the illegal motions, all of these penalties that we've had on a weekly basis. That comes from CJ Stroud not getting players in line. Jalen know if he doesn't know where to line up, CJ Stroud, you got to be quicker at getting him to where he needs to be. You were didn't fumbling as well, and it cost us the delay a game or illegal shift, I should say. So like all of those things, like I don't think he's fully grasped the
Mhm,
offense, and then now you may be in a situation where you even got another offensive coordinator and you're asking him to learn another offense. So if I can't trust him to learn this offense, how can I trust him to learn another one?
and that was right, and that was the question I was gonna go into next. Great job by you. I don't think Nick Caley was at fault this playoff run. I don't think Nick
At
Caley
all.
was at fault
At all.
the last month of the regular season. I
Mm-mm.
actually think Nick Caley called a good game.
Yeah.
However, I feel like he could potentially just be a casualty to where D'Amico, and this is where he has to make a hard decision. If CJ is my guy, I got to do the best to surround him with talent.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe year two, Nick Caley isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it's bad, not saying I don't want it. Maybe it's not enough. Maybe the Houston Texans fire Nick Caley, and it's solely because of CJ Stroud, and you need him to take the next step now.
Mm-hmm.
right? You can't wait any longer with CJ. I could see, Caleb being a casualty, and it's unfortunate, but if they think CJ Stroud's the guy, you might have to make a decision like this.
I mean, something has to change. You can't
Mm.
just, again, I think we said it last year, you couldn't have just run it all back
No.
and expecting, things to be different. Again, you brought in Nick Caley, and I feel like this is something that has to happen. If you let Nick Caley go, then you have to clean that whole staff out on the
Yeah,
offensive
everyone
side.
has to go.
Like you,
Even Gerard
except
Johnson.
Cole, except Cole,
Yeah.
except Cole. But Ben McDaniels, who's been here through 4 coaching regimes, he's been here. Ben McDaniels been here since Bill O'Brien. Um, Danny Barrett, he's been here since, I think he's been here since Kubiak.
Bill Lazor.
Bill Lazor, another guy who's been here for 3 coaching, tenures, and Gerard Johnson, who's been here for 3 coaching tenures. Like all of these guys, Tim Moreland, I think
Mm,
his name is Jim Moreland or Tim Moreland,
not too sure.
the tight end coach. All of these guys have been here for an extended period of time, almost since Nick Casario got here. They've
Mm,
been here, and probably before. So it's the point of we can't keep. It doesn't make sense that you put the fault on the OC and nothing else changes but the OC.
mm. Yeah. No, I 100% agree, man. I think that if a change is going to be made, everyone needs to go. And then it's just, hey, it's on CJ.
Mhm.
We made another move for you.
Yep.
And I kind of feel like you have to do the move if he is indeed your quarterback, right? You kind of have to do these things, whether you want to do it or not. As we wrap up this episode, AD,
Mhm.
was this season a success in your opinion?
It was, man. I
Mm,
think we have to look at it how it is. You won 12 games, more than you won the last 2 years. You made it to the divisional round again.
mm,
Um, and you've won. You've done something where you came out of the 0-3 hole.
mm-hmm.
We weren't, after that 0-3 hole, 0-3 start, we weren't supposed to make the playoffs.
No.
And you battle back and you show resilience as a team. So you have to take this season as a success. It's disappointing and sad the way we went out, but for us to get to where we got to, it was very, very successful season.
I don't know where I'm at yet on the season successful. I had to let this loss simmer just a couple more hours, a couple more days, probably because you're right. There were some moments where it was at the very low, but there were some moments at the very high. With
Hmm.
that being said, we want to thank everyone who was a part of this season with us. Shout out to Wheelhouse Media allowing us to come on here talk Houston Texans football. Hopefully, we'll be back in the off season next year to talk about some Houston Texans football. It's all right, guys. The sun will shine tomorrow. We love y'all. Have a very best day.
Peace.